do very good things, right? But the hope is now with Japan we can move forward. But moving forward also means that coming to terms, right, with the past, just like Germany, because Germany came to terms with its past, its horrible atrocities against the Jewish people, among other minorities back in the day.
Well, Richard, no, Japan is not immune to hubris, diba? For a while, they're the second richest country in the world, diba? So it's not lost on them na hindi naman kami basta-basta kahit sino na mag-apologize lang, no? Ikalawa, they're also catering to a section of their population, kahit hindi siya yung majority, very significant. No, they have a nationalist bloc within their population, within their parliament, within their political parties. Na pag nakakita ng opening, babanatan din yung gobyerno. So may ganung klaseng silang konting balancing act, no? At ikatlo, umaalis sila dun sa security framework na inimpose sa kanila because of their defeat in World War II. No, na dapat defensive lang, dapat wala kayong offensive capability, etc. So lumalabas sila doon, no? At bahagi niyan ay to walk the talk, no? Na para kaming US, no? Ang US din naman kasi medyo kapos din sa kapos din sa apology dahil superpower ka. So medyo
not even recognition. I mean, not even a recognition of the horrible things. The Balangiga was forced on them by Digong of all people.
Kaya nga hindi nag-member ng ICC ang US Kinakabahan sila baka gamitin din sa kanila ng ICC.
At kinasuan, sinanction nila yung former head of ICC, di ba?
Yes.
Trying to investigate American servicemen engaging in atrocities allegedly. In their foreign operations, I think in the
parang ginawa nilang persona non grata yun sa US. So ibig sabihin na i-inculcate din ng Japan yung kanilang main supporter, main ally, who are the Americans, no? Yan yung it could be all of the above no? It could be all of the above. Pero isang pinanggagalingan, Japan is also not immune to hubris, no? Tingin nila sa sarili nila medyo superior kami.
Yeah, no? You're right.
We are the first among equals sa Asia. Diba? Kaya nga galit na galit sa kanila ang China hanggang ngayon. No? Dahil ang trato nila sa China, hindi pa rin talaga nagbago. Mas sa atin nga, mas nagbago pa ng konti.
Right.
Diba? Dahil welcome sila rito, marami tayong pinadalang mga Pilipino sa kanila, no? Tapos maganda yung trato natin sa kanila, no? Bagamat nung dumating yung emperor sa Malacanang, no, ako ay minister, sabi ko kay Pinoy, boss, buti na lang patay na yung tatay ko, yung tsuhin ko, tsaka lolo ko. Kung hindi, mumurahin ako nung ngayon. Dahil lahat yung mga guerrilla Lahat yung mga guerrilla, no? So yun yung
sila.
Kaya yun yung lalo na, halimbawa, nung panahon ni Digong, hindi naman lumiit ang projects ng Japan sa Pilipinas kahit favored ang China. Bakit? Alam ng Japan, mas kabisado nila yung ating system. Alam ng Japan, hindi sila pwedeng i-marginalize ng China. Lalo na puro MOU lang. No? Doon nangyari yung, di ba, yung subway program natin with Japan. Nung panahon ni Digong yan one of the biggest, habang nawala yung mga fast train ng China, natuloy yung subway ng Japan. Bakit? Dahil alam ng Japan how to do it. Alam nila yung ating sistema. Pasikot-sikot ng ating Byzantine system of governance at saka projects.
They have had a consulate in Davao for 100 years. So, like, I mean, they know Davao better than you and I. By far. Japan is very well informed about the nuances of Philippines. I'm very impressed by their
kaya halimbawa, galit si Digong sa US, hindi siya galit kay Abe. Diba? Hindi siya galit sa Japan, no? Halos ka-level ng China and Japan noong panahon ni Digong.
Yeah.
Ibig sabihin, that must be something. Diba?
So Japan is our all-weather friend, right? I mean, right? I mean, Digong, Japan. Aquino, Japan. BBM, Japan, right? Like, I think they're the only major power because they are a major power. They don't act like one because they don't have the kind of a swashbuckling offensive military capability that many or at least offensive military mobilization that many countries can do because of their pacifist constitution. But even that is changing, right? Because Japan is realizing hindi ka pwede umasa sa Amerika for long. And speaking of hindi ka pwede umasa sa Amerika, pag-usapan natin ito, Ronald, no? Because I think I'm among very few people who keeps on coming back to this issue we in the Philippines should care about what's happening in the Middle East for many reasons, of course, on a moral basis. Also because we are worrying about a greater conflict if this spreads beyond. You already see Houthis, for instance, from Yemen trying to get involved. Hezbollah is already looking at its next move from southern Lebanon towards what's happening in Gaza. But the other one is, the US is asking for tens of billions of dollars for Ukraine and Israel. And there's just so much that the US can do. I mean, I doubt the US can effectively fight 3 major wars in 3 theaters simultaneously.
Yes.
So if God forbid invasion of Taiwan happens, or in South China Sea something goes very bad and crazy, I don't know, a US that is active in Ukraine against Russia, in the Middle East against enemies of Israel, and here so for me, yun nga if titignan mo United States for a very long time, even if they wanted to pivot to Asia, parati sila binabalik. Di ba yung sinabi ni Don Corleone dun sa third part, just when I thought I was out of it, they got me back into it. Di ba? Yung last part na gusto mag-retire, yung Don Corleone, just when I thought, they dragged me back into it.
Okay na bagay sa iyo ang mafiosi, ha?
Di ba? Wala. Di ba? So Ronald, I was telling you.
Ronaldo.
I was telling you. Yeah. No, so ako kasi kanina I was looking at the numbers. It's crazy. Pakistan gets $1 billion a year from US before. Like it got more than 30 billion pounds in less than half a century. Jordan in 2014 alone got $1 billion in military aid. Israel got more than $300 billion since its founding. Ukraine got $46.7 billion last year alone. And the Philippines got, since 2015, since Pinoy, $1 billion. So, what's going on here? Ang kalaban natin, pinakamalakas na bansa aside from US, right?
Wala ka kasing Jewish lobby.
Mahina tayo sa lobby.
Wala kang Jewish lobby. Imagine mo, anong gagawin ng Israel dito sa military aid na ito? Ang dami na nilang military hardware, no? They're the strongest military sa Middle East, di ba? Ang liit-liit ng kanilang populasyon. You can only hold two guns at the same time, no? Anong kanin mo rito? Natalo ka nga sa Intifada, ang kalaban mo lang mga tirador, di ba? Mga slingshot na mga bata.
And so diba? Ukraine also
asymmetrical warfare, di ba? So, unless ubusin mo yung Gaza, no? Ubusin mo lahat ng bomba mo diyan, i-wipe out mo yung 2 milyon, unless yun ang objective mo. Ano yung popondohan ng US? No? More missiles to destroy refugee camps, to kill children? Hindi ko maintindihan, no?
So Ronald,
Israel has more than enough. No, it has more than enough. No?
So Ronald, if your argument, and of course, there's also the Ukraine aspect with Russia. It's effectively a deadlock, right? I don't know how the Ukrainians are gonna pierce through etong defensive position. Russians were horrible in invasion, but they're much better in defensive position. Scorched earth tactic. They did that to Napoleon. They did that to Hitler. So they're pretty good in that defensive, aggressive, scorched earth position. Now, the thing is, we have 5 million Filipinos in US, right? Or at least 4 million, right? Like, so why is the Filipino lobby so weak, right? I mean, knowing how many...
Because Filipinos are more Americans than the Americans. Huh?
Right.
Nakikita mo yung mga flag sa mga PhilAm sa kwan eh.
Diba? Ang laki ng US flag.
Yung mga Amerikano, walang flag eh. Diba? Tayo, may mga flag eh. In a way, tama rin naman yung Little Brown Americans. Napakaraming Pilipino are more loyal dun sa bansa na pinuntahan nila. Diba tayo bakasyonan eh, no? Tayo bakasyonan. No, tayo ay balot, tayo ay dinuguan, no? Tayo ay cultural eh. Pero in terms of
tayo ay Manny Pacquiao. You're right.
Ang daming Pinoy ang Republicans, ha? There are more Pinoys who are in the Republican Party than in the Democrats, no? Imagine mo na anti-immigrant itong partidong ito. Tapos napakaraming Pinoy yung nandyan. Diba?
Because we don't want immigrants.
Kaya ayoko pupunta ng US din. Nakikipag-away lang ako sa mga kamag-anak ko eh. No, dun sa kaya di ba there are more Americans than the Americans. No? Nasobrahan tayo
Republican version of American. I think if they were more Democrat, progressive, Bernie Sanders.
Baka maunawaan mo pa, di ba?
Yeah. But it's
very conservative, ha? Yung 5 million na Pilipino sa US.
Right.
No? Very conservative.
Marami dyan. And a lot of them work in the military, like my uncles, etc. No? So
Yeah.
it also it explains you. But I just want to talk about this, no? Kasi the joke I always get is pag dalawang Pilipino, tatlong organisasyon ang lumalabas dyan sa US.
Oo.
Sobrang talagang barangay level yung
Na-witness ko
politics.
yan first hand, no? Yung Masbateño Association sa New Jersey. Pag natalo ka as president, magbubuo ka ng sarili mo, no? So sa New Jersey, merong 90 Masbateño associations. Pag natalo kang tumakbo,
Masbate lang yan, ha? Masbate.
Masbate pa lang yan, ha? No, yan yung reality natin, no? Yung paano yung yung mga expats, yung mga migrants, yung mga migrants natin. Yan yung kanilang diyan sila nabubuhay eh. Diyan sa mga associations na yan, no? Kung pupunta ako sa mga ganyan, sa mga associations, no, weekend, reunions, no? Pagalingan yan, pabaguhan ng kotse, no, ng mga appliances, no. Walang pag-uusapan ng katulad ng pinag-uusapan dito kay Richard Haydarian, no. Walang ganito, no. Puro pinag-uusapan diyan talagang ano yung bagong bili ng iyong credit card. It's really a credit card society, no? It's really about
malaki yan ng SUV. Maganda na Tesla.
No? It's all outlets,
correct.
No?
Maganda na Tesla.
Saan mas mura ang outlet, no? Yung ganun, no? Wala, hindi pag-uusapan dito yung direction of the wind blow. Hindi dito pag-uusapan yung kwan, no?
Magsalamat ako sa tito ka doon sa Adidas S1. Ako malapit na. Ikaw, baka naman.
Updated ako dyan. Pag nasa Amerika ako, ano ba yung latest Nike shoe? Updated ako dyan. Anong gadgets? No? Anong mga bagong gadgets? No? Yung mga sunglasses na merong video. No?
Ray-Ban na may camera.
Yan yung mga pinag-uusapan. At saka Pornhub.
Sa Pornhub, pero marami na ng Fox News. I think mga Pinoy ang pinakamaraming Asian American Fox News.
Kaya kahit marami akong kamag-anak sa US, no, I would rarely go there.
Pero yun nga, that frustrates me because I've been in touch with the Philippine American community. I have many good friends there in DC, Washington DC, who have been active, in pushing for Philippine
meron naman.
Pero yun nga parang considering 5 million almost Filipinos dyan and second generation, and laki ng population, my own cousins, etc. I was expecting the Philippines to be at least as organized. Tingnan mo yung Indians, for instance, right? Maraming mga Indians in the US are super successful, right? Look at the big tech companies, lahat. Indian American, Google pa lang, all the way. But they're also very active pushing for support for India, even if marami sa kanila ayaw kay Modi. So even if they may not like Modi, kasi yun yung parang digong version ng India, sasabihin nila, this is about India, pushing India to be the next superpower. So very active yung Indian American community. And interestingly, Filipino Americans are among the wealthiest foreign-born immigrant. I mean, mataas ang average income ng mga Filipinos. So hindi naman sila yun nga, it's really priority and coherence and unification, right? Yun ang kulang talaga. And you're right about the tribalism. I remember every time I go to Hawaii, pag nasa taxi ako or Uber, I speak Ilocano. Because if you speak Filipino to the driver na alam mong Pinoy, hindi sila pero once you go Ilocano, then suddenly there's camaraderie. May kapsa, kapanak di jay, ganyan. So you doon pala nakikita mo, they rather say I'm Ilocano than I'm Filipino. If this is in Hawaii, because of of course, the history of Ilocanos working there back in the day in the plantations and all. So I completely agree with what you're saying. But because it's not like Indians are not divided too, diba? Sobrang diverse ang India. But somehow they kind of got it together. So I'm hoping the Philippine-American lobby will be more coherent, more active in pushing for more assistance to the Philippines. Kasi kailangan talaga natin i-develop yung ating sandatahang lakas. And we cannot do it with our taxpayers' monies alone. Kasi napupunta sa confidential fund, sa Maharlika fund, sa barangay election fund. Limitado lang makukuha talaga ng sandatahang lakas natin. So we really need support from our allies.
Lalo na ngayon, di ba? Lalo na ngayon,
exactly.
Na napaka-intense ng issue sa South China Sea, sa West Philippine Sea. Bakit hindi tayo makakuha ng kahit man lang isa o dalawang state of the art, no? The latest battleships, no? Bakit hindi tayo bakit mga bulok pa rin yung nakukuha natin? Napakahalaga ngayon natin sa kanila, no? So the Americans should put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, kahit sana Jordan, Pakistan level
Hindi,
lang.
baka magmukha silang parang China, puro MOU, puro commitments, no? Kailangan pa na. Not next month, but last month. Diba? Dapat gawin na nila yan, no? Tingin ko naman willing silang gawin, no? Pero dapat na kailangan may push din eh. Tayo kasi masyado tayong parang okay na yan, di ba? No, masaya na tayo diyan, no? Yung mabait naman sila eh, di ba? Ganun pinapahalagahan naman tayo nung pumunta tayo sa Pentagon, di ba? No?
May 18 gun salute.
Di ba? Parang okay na tayo ron
okay
eh.
Okay na yan. Pwede na yan. Okay na yan.
Pero where's the beef? No? Where's the beef? No? Dapat makita yan ngayon, no? Yan yung dapat sabihin mo sa mga sa mga international trips. Where's the beef? No?
Where's the money? Where is the money? Where is the money? Nako, Ronald, nagalit ko yung mga kasama natin. Sabi, bakit? Ano naman, binibili namin rubber shoes and all kasi binibili namin, may mga natamaan. I mean, Ronald was talking about the general culture na it's not as politically oriented. But in fairness naman, Ronald, pansin ko na in recent years when I go to the US, mas pinag-usapan namin West Philippine Sea, no? Dahil sa latest elections, mas pinag-usapan yung elections sa Philippines. Of course, because of my Ilocano background, obviously Marcoses will keep on popping up. But there are also many pro-Lenny supporters na I meet na Filipino-American. So I'm slightly more optimistic now na dahil dito sa West Philippine Sea issue, medyo luwalakas yung sense of, yes, Amerikano na tayo, nandito na tayo, pero Pilipinas, yung ating original na country, or country of origin, ito po ay may pangangailangan, no? And actually a few months ago, I heard that, and I met some of them, no? Filipino-American soldiers saying they're willing to fight the war if it comes down to the war. Now, they are volunteering to be part of the expeditionary forces just in case, because of course, ngayon, Pentagon is preparing already for a war with China, diba? It can happen any moment. So, actually daw, yung mga Pinoy, atat sila talagang, this is second generation na itong mga Pinoy, parents pa, they want to fight for the Philippines, their country.
Kaya nga sinasabi ko, Richard,
there's not attachment oo.
Hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi ko nila lahat. Halimbawa, meron akong dalawang
nagbibiro lang tayo na, but
meron akong dalawang podcast sa US, twice a month.
Wow.
No? So twice a month yan, nagkuhan kami. Talagang meron din naman talagang section na very political, very ideological. No? Kahit hindi sila pa ganun karami. Sana lang itong tribe ko ay lumawak. No? Halimbawa, before, no? Yung si Miss Kimpo, no? Isang sister ni Nathan Kimpo na pumanaw na. Meron siyang mga PhilAm youth na pinibigyan ko ng seminar every year. Tapos nagbo-volunteer dito dahil ito yung mga third generation na naghahanap ng roots at naghahanap na wala na silang problema sa resources,
identity,
sa finances. So naghahanap sila sa paano ba sila makakatulong. Pinibigyan ko to ng seminar every year, no? Minsan twice a year pa. Tapos nagbo-volunteer dito, no? Yan yung mga kabataan, no? Third generation na naghahanap ng political relevance, no? At gustong balikan yung kanilang bansa, no? Ito yung mga may future. Yung iba kasi masyado na na-integrate no? Medyo nag-suffer na rin yung kanilang link sa atin Nagiging bakasyonan na lang tayo. Pero maganda yung sinabi mo na baka meron pa na willing ipaglaban. No? Sabi ng kanta, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Diba? Sana yung bayang magiliw na yan, no, ay nasa puso pa ng maraming PhilAm. No?
Yes, ako naman, Ronald, again, because siguro dun sa pamilya ko, marami sa kanila sa military, napansin ko, etong issue ng West Philippine Sea is kindling a kind of a fire that perhaps was not there before. Kasi for a long time, we were in America's shadow, security umbrella, archipelagic country, hiwalay tayo. Pero ngayon kasi real na yung prospect ng Chinese invasion sa Taiwan, sa West Philippines, posible mangyari yan. So I think that's changing the dynamics very much, no?
And I think nakaka-insulto, binabastos na tayo Tama naman yung sinabi ni Secretary Gibo, no? Na binabastos na tayo, no? Tayo pa may kasalanan sa environmental destruction ng mga corals, no? Tayo pa ang nagraram sa bigger navy ng China. Tayo nagraram. Tayo bumubunggo. Di ba? Yung parang in your face, parang sobra naman, di ba? Sobra naman. Kaya kahit hindi ako usually sumusuporta sa mga tao sa gobyerno, in this case, sinusuportahan ko yung kanilang mga statements.
Right.
No? Pero na lang yung mga tao sa gobyerno na nung nasa gobyerno sila ni Digong, wala silang ginawa kundi tumahimik. No? No, yung ngayon meron kang dating DILG secretary, no, na ngayon ay very anti-China, no? Dahil nung panahon ni Digong, tumakbo pa siya sa Senate slate ni Digong, no? Tapos hindi siya na-appoint for 5 years, 6 years. Wala siyang sinabi tungkol sa pro-China policy ni Digong. Wala siyang sinabi sa libo-libong namatay sa EJK. Tapos ngayon, born again Democrat na naman siya. Born again.
Marami tayong mga ganyan. Oo.
Naririnig mo ba na mo ba kung sino yung pinapatamaan ko?
Actually, marami yata sila. Isa lang. Pero actually, marami akong naisip na awkward. I even talk to some of these people.
Init ang ulo ko eh. Pag nakikita.
Yeah. Nakakapiko. No, we should call them out. We should call them out. Tama lang tayo. Lalo yung mga nagsasayaw ng ganyan sa China, Asia Games. Yung mga ganhalo, yung mga ganyan. Mga Asia Games, West Philippines.
Pero si Bongo, nakita mo ba yung statement niya last week? Bumanat sa harassment ng China. Di ba? Pero nakalimutan niya, nakasama siya ni Digong na pumunta sa China nung kausap si Xi Jinping.
Organized lang naman daw siya. Organized lang. Yeah, malapit na kasing election sa biglang people are medyo no? Finding their sense of
Hindi mo sinasabi na ginagawa niya ito dahil electionist siya.
naman. Mahal naman talaga niya ng bayan natin. Yun lang, maganda rin yung timing kasi. No, dahil marami nangyari sa West Philippines. For me, Ronald, no? Ronaldo. For me, one reason is the West Philippines, which makes me optimistic about the Filipino-American community, more solidarity. But the other one for me talaga, lalo nung after nag-file tayo ng arbitration case, as in lumalaban talaga yung mga Pinoy natin, mga kaibigan. I mean, they know who I'm referring to. Lumaban talaga sa China kasi yung Chinese ambassador, binubuli niya talaga yung mga Filipino na talagang gagawin namin kayong Syria. Sabi nung isa sa akin na ginanon daw sila nung Chinese ambassador doon sa mga think tanks sa Washington DC and all. But the other reason is because nagkasabay si Trump and Digong at some point, di ba? And biglang napaisip niyo ba, wait lang. Punta akong Pilipinas, may Digong. Magstay ako sa Amerika, may Trump. Something is going on here, right?
Pero kang Bolsonaro sa Brazil.
No, but I mean, I'm just talking about yung mga Filipino-Americans, how they felt, coming from two countries with similar history or shared history in that case, and then ganun. So I think because of that, many became also very active. So I know many people who are very active in the US na contributing to progressive movement, but also very big Lenny fans. And in fact, a lot of our leading, supporters, sila Ma'am Jocelyn, si Ma'am Eden Olona, marami sa mga followers natin dito. These are Filipino Americans who are very active in pushing.
Sana next year, Richard, election na naman, di ba? Election na naman. Sana naman mabawasan yung mga Filipino Americans na boboto kay Trump.
Pero alam mo, fear ko is not that more will vote for Trump. My fear is many will not vote for Biden anymore. The Muslim Americans, a lot of them are angry. I can see a lot of my academic friends na Turkish, Arab Americans. They're not gonna vote for him. No? They're not gonna vote for him though.
Ang baba, di ba?
Yeah, matatalo siya not because Trump will get more vote, but it looks like Biden is gonna lose because he's gonna lose a lot of Muslim American votes, and also a lot of progressive Americans are very, very disappointed about turn of events. And a lot of people think maybe Biden should rest na you need someone else, except they have no one else. Kamala Harris, no offense, but I don't think so. So yeah, I think a Trump presidency is more and more possible as we look at things. But let's see. Hopefully things will happen better. But thank you very much again, Secretary Ronald Llamas. Hindi pa naman 2 hours, pero na-appreciate ko.
Anytime, Mr.
Voluntary service,
no? Anytime, Mr. Human Trafficker, no?
Yeah, ito talaga si Mr. AK-47. Mr. Stranger, Mr. Arrow Man, Golden Horde.
Siyempre, naghahanda ako sa isang invasion.
So let's catch up soon. Pag-usapan natin, of course, yung outcome of visit ni Prime Minister Kishida. There's so much more to discuss, and balikan natin itong Bardagulan, Tamboloslos episodes because we have to watch. Diba sabi mo, Ronald? Let's watch what will really happen in the final version of the budget because hindi pa tapos ang usapan. You never know, there could be a kind of a final ASEAN caring, sharing Deal Scott there.
Tignan mo may mga billboard sa EDSA, di mo ba nakita?
Ay, actually, yeah.
Pink letters, no? Nakalagay, no?
Pink talaga.
Nakalagay, no? Ceasefire in Gaza, no? Stop the bombing in Gaza. Stop murdering children, no? Lumalabas. No?
Kila Risa ba yan?
Sa mga billboards sa EDSA. Ikaw talaga, tagal mo nawala eh. Pink ha? Tapos sa ilalim, may nakalagay, sending love hashtag. No? May nakalagay sa ilalim. No?
Ano yan? Ano yan?
Padala ko sa'yo.
Item? Ano
Nakita ko lang naman. Nakita ko lang. Papadala ko sa'yo. So,
sige. Pag-usapan natin mga yan.
Kahit napaka-phlegmatic ng ating paliwanag sa ating abstention votes, no? Merong mga more active na mga hashtags sa billboards. No?
Sige. Check ko, Ronald. Basta baka mamaya may billboard ka rin ng sarili mong ini-endorse dyan.
Wala.
Next thing I know, di ba? Ronald, ano na? Thank you very much. Grazie.
Ronaldo,
Ricardo. R&R na pala, Ronaldo and Ricardo. Para tayo mga football players. Thank you very much, Secretary Llamas. I hope to catch up with you weekend or early next week. Sorry kung napagod ka, but I really appreciate you giving us time to discuss a whole...
Sanay ako sa slave labor.
Yes. Thank you very much. Mamaya ka na mag-drama naman. Thank you so much. God bless.
Sige, thank you.